I cry most nights now, and before you decide this is just another old story, listen to me carefully until the end, because if you do not understand what I am about to tell you, one day your tears may fall in the dark with no one left to wipe them away. And that kind of loneliness changes a person forever. My name is Victoria. I have lived long enough to know that the night is the most honest part of the day. When the world becomes quiet, you cannot run from yourself anymore. When I was young, I almost never cried. I believed tears were weakness. I believed strong people moved forward without looking back. I was proud of how unbreakable I seemed. In my 20s, my life was full of noise and movement. Friends were always around. Dreams felt close. I had plans, energy, and confidence. If something hurt me, I buried it quickly. If someone disappointed me, I smiled and pretended I did not care. If love failed, I told myself there would be another chance. I remember a night when I was about 27. Someone I loved walked away from me. I felt my chest tighten, but I refused to cry. Instead, I went out with friends the next evening. I laughed louder than everyone else. I acted stronger than I felt, and slowly I convinced even myself that I was fine. That became my habit. Pain came, I ignored it. Loss came, I distracted myself. Regret came, I told myself time would fix it. Young people make the same mistake I made. They think avoiding pain is strength. They think staying busy is healing. But the heart does not heal through distraction. It heals through honesty. As the years passed, I built a life that looked stable from the outside. I worked hard. I stayed composed. I handled responsibilities without complaining. People called me strong. They said I was admirable. But no one knew how much I had buried inside. The mind is clever when you are young. It protects you from discomfort. Your brain pushes painful emotions aside so you can function. You focus on survival, success, belonging. But what you suppress does not disappear. It waits. By the time I reached my 50s, I noticed something strange. Even in happy moments, there was a quiet heaviness inside me. When everyone left the room, I felt empty. Not because I had no people, but because I had never truly faced myself. In my 60s, the house became quieter. Children grow up, friends move away, life slows down. There are fewer distractions, and that is when the nights begin to change. I remember one winter night very clearly. The wind was strong outside. The house was silent. I sat alone in the living room with the lights dim, and suddenly memories began to surface. The words I never said, the apologies I never gave, the love I was too proud to express, the moments I chose silence instead of vulnerability. That night, for the first time in decades, I allowed myself to cry. Not a few tears, but deep, shaking tears that felt like they had been waiting years to come out. And since then, I cry most nights, not because I am weak, but because I finally stopped running. There is something you must understand while you are still young. Emotional avoidance creates future loneliness. When you refuse to feel deeply, you also struggle to connect deeply. When you hide your pain, you slowly hide yourself. Psychologically, humans are wired to avoid discomfort. Rejection feels like danger. Vulnerability feels risky. So you protect yourself. But protection without openness becomes isolation. I spent decades appearing strong, but strength without emotional honesty becomes distance. I built walls so carefully that even love could not fully reach me. Now, when night falls, there is no noise to cover the truth, no work to distract me, no crowd to hide in, just me and the memories I postponed for years. If I could go back, I would do something simple. I would cry when it hurt, instead of pretending it did not. I would speak honestly, instead of staying proud. I would apologize faster. I would love more openly. Because tears in youth heal faster than tears in old age. I cry most nights now, but my tears carry wisdom. They remind me that life is fragile, that time moves quietly, that connection matters more than image. You still have time. You can still choose honesty. You can still choose vulnerability. Do not wait until the house is silent to face your heart. One day you will sit alone in the dark, and you will either feel peace or you will feel the weight of everything you avoided. Choose peace while you are young enough to build it.